Nope, still not there. Going live. Shh.
You like that?
Mhm. Hi everyone, and welcome to Video Queen Friday Night Live. So saying hello to everybody on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. How you doing? So this is I've basically this quarter I have given myself a challenge, which is to do a live every Friday at 5 o'clock. To celebrate being a queenager. So all of you women out there who are in your 40s, 50s and beyond, let me know if you're watching, or if you're watching on replays, give me a high five. And I'm all about celebrating our midlife. That is what I'm all about. My purpose and the reason I get out of bed every day is because I want to help women who have left the corporate world, left their 9 to 5 because maybe because of the menopause, maybe because they got burnt out, maybe because they had a really horrible bitch boss that bullied them, which has happened to me. Whatever the reason was, they left corporate to join the entrepreneur space, and with a plan, which my plan is the same, retire as soon as possible, with lots of money in the bank. So if that is you and you are in the online space and you're like, what the fuck? What do I do now that I'm in here? It's all a bit very confusing, and everyone's making these silly short form videos, and I don't know what I'm doing. If that's you, I am here to help you, because that's what the Video Queen is all about. So I want to celebrate your wins of the week. So this Friday is about celebration. This Friday Live is about celebration. It's about having some. Sorry, somebody called Jan Afghan is trying to join me on for TikTok. Now then, today I'm going to talk to you about the TikTok algorithms. I am going to try and share my screen a little bit in a minute, but if you're watching on Instagram or on TikTok, you won't be able to see my screen, because I've got basically the setup I've got here. I've got two phones. So I've got my old iPhone 8 and my new iPhone 13. So I'm using one phone for TikTok. I'm using another phone for Instagram. And then I'm going live on my laptop with the app called Restream, and that is taking us to Facebook, my Facebook group, the Hi Entrepreneurial Queenagers. I can't see the comments, so if you're watching, it's not coming up at the moment. Let's just see. It's coming up now. Yep. I think we are now live. So that's cool. Yeah, so should we get started? So I'm just going to tell you a little bit about me. I am Mel Wakely, if you don't know me. I am 51 years young. I have been in marketing and sales all my working life. I first started out selling advertising to record companies on magazines, and it was the height of Britpop. So it was brilliant being in your 20s and working on Select magazine. And then I went on to work for ID and also The Big Issue, all the time working and selling ads to record companies. And after that, I was like, oh, I fancy going into the agency world. So I joined a company called Cunning Stunts. You may have, if you know media and you're my age, you might remember the Gail Porter projection, which was on the Houses of Parliament in 1999. That's probably the most famous thing that they did. And I went on and did loads of crazy stuff with them. I mean, we floated like football pitches down the Thames for Dockers, Levi's Dockers. What else we did? We launched the new Mini for BMW in 2003. What else? Oh, I did an outside broadcast for Top of the Pops magazine with Eminem. And you know, Eminem is only like this big. He's really, really short. But he's amazing, and he did this outside broadcast on HMS Belfast, and we organised it all. So that's what I used to do. So I used to work like a lot of events for like big brands. I've worked with Smirnoff, Levi's, loads of other big brands, and then I was working for a PR agency, and I had a lot of women who've left the corporate space have also had a similar experience. So I had like my line in the sand moment is what I call it. And I was bullied in the workplace, and at the time I was delivering this £1 million Christmas extravaganza in Covent Garden Market. It was really stressful, it was really hard work, it was really long hours, and I just had this boss that was like, nothing was good enough, and she just came in every morning and went, that looks shit. I was like, oh. So that's when I left corporate world. And I vowed never to go back and work in agencies ever again, and I haven't. I went on and set up my own marketing agency, which was called Mel Wakely Marketing, and I'm still called Mel Wakely Marketing. It's not a very original name, but I set up a boutique marketing agency, which I ran from 2010 until the pandemic. And all my clients were event industry, so event suppliers in the kind of experiential marketing, immersive space. And I loved it. I had great clients, and we won awards. We won an award for work on Absolute, and it was fabulous until the pandemic came. And then obviously, as you know, the event industry was closed down almost overnight, and slowly by one, all my clients disappeared. And I had signed up to do a Facebook ads course because I was doing social media marketing, and I was kind of social media management and PR and also business development. So I was like, shit, what am I going to do? And I started working with this coach, and the first coach I worked with is a lady called Andrea Callanan. And if you're watching this, Andrea, I'm giving you a name drop. And she told me, she said, this is serendipity, because Mel, she said, you are bored and you're in your comfort zone, and you've always known that you're made for more. And I'm like, yeah, I have. And so if you ladies are watching this and thinking, hang on, yeah, I'm in my 40s or my 50s or even my 60s. I've got some clients that are 65 and they're fabulous. And you've had that feeling inside you, like since you were a little girl, that there's something more like to give the world, then I'd love to talk to you, because that's what I'm about. And I'm all about like celebrating our queenager years, because, you know, we're definitely not ready to be seen as middle-aged senior or past it. In fact, really interesting for those of you on TikTok, the latest TikTok stats are showing like 31% market share for 40 plus women, which equates to something like 517 million women aged 40 and over on TikTok. So if you're listening to this and thinking TikTok's not for me, it's definitely not for me, it's full of kids dancing and silly things and it's not for me, I would really, really urge you to like think again about TikTok, because you will find your people on there without a doubt. And it's such a fun platform, so much more fun than some other platforms we can talk about. My least favorite platform at the moment is what was formerly known as Twitter. Well, what do you think about Twitter, and what do you think about X? Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are about X. Right, so I'm just going to quickly see if I can share my screen without actually doing it wrong like I normally do. What's that one there? Oops. Okay. So you probably can see my screen now. I'm just going to tell you a bit. I've talked about this already, so I won't go into too much more about that. So I'm all about celebrating the Generation X. So if you're like me and you grew up in the 90s, the 80s and the 90s, you'll know what I'm talking about. Okay, we are the generation that partied a lot in the 90s, took a lot of drugs, had lots of fun, had children a bit later. But the thing about us is that we're not digitally native. So unlike the Gen Zs, I've got my son's 13, I've got another one that's 10, they're literally born with phones in their hand. So what happens with us women when we come into the online space, the entrepreneur space, we're like, fuck, you know, I've got to do like reels and I've got to make TikToks, and like, how the hell do I navigate this stuff? It just feels like alien to us. And I went through the same process. So when I joined the online space in beginning of 21, when I lost my final client, I was like, oh my God, live video, absolutely petrified. Took me loads and loads of times to do it. Took me about 3 or 4 months to learn how to do Reels when Reels came out in August 2020. And I just persevered with it because I knew that video, because I'm a marketeer, I knew video is the fastest, quickest, and most efficient way to grow your brand, personal brand online. So I work with transformational coaches, and we're all personal brands. So if you want to grow that audience really fast, the best thing to do is to get onto video. Anyway, I'll stop waffling. So Gen X, born 1965 to 1980. Let me know in the comments if that is you. I have clients that are born early 60s, and I have some that are 80 up to 85, but don't really go any further than that. And you know what it is, when we're slower on the uptake, okay? But if you're watching this and you're an alpha or a Gen Z, you know, a 10-year-old or a 13-year-old or a 14-year-old or a millennial, we know what we're doing now. And once we get the hang of it, we're going to give you a run for the money, I promise. So vibe check. Who's watching this that relates to this? Who do you resonate with this? Are you an entrepreneurial queenager? Now, we're in really good company. We've got Kylie, we've got Kate Moss, we've got Davina, Madonna, like amazing women that are in our generation. So that's something to celebrate, and I love being part of that. I think it's fabulous. Do you procrastinate? So lots of the women I work with, they like keep buying a course, another coaching program, is because they're looking for, they don't trust themselves that they've got all the knowledge already. So they're always looking for like the next thing. And they're waiting for like it to be right or perfect. And it's like, oh, just get on and do the thing. And they all want to be more visible. So yeah, you have to be visible in today's market in order to stand out. But the problem is that everyone gets online and they just do the same as everyone else. And it's really boring, and you all sound the same. And I call that the kind of the poly parrot coaches, the ones that are doing all the education, all the tips, giving so much content away for free that nobody needs to work with them. And I've been there, you know, and it's hard to get that messaging right, but it's all about leveraging your own unique story. And as we're so wise and old, we have loads of story to tell and loads of experience to share with the world. So I'm really into working with women who are a bit scared. I love to be like the biggest cheerleader for them. And it's all about like doing it scared, because that's where the growth happens. So if you're about to do a live or you're about to do video and you feel a bit sick, you know that that's a good thing and that you should be doing it, even more of it. And you might be on social media already, or you might even be doing video already, but you just find it a right pain in the arse. You know, it's like a time suck. It takes forever to like get it edited and and you haven't quite got to the stage where you can have a social media manager or a VA. So you're doing it yourself, and it just takes so long, and you just give up and just go back to bed. Yeah, it's hard, and it's hard to get social media, organic social media, to convert into clients as well. So it's about strategy, and that's what I teach too. So yeah, I'm not like other coaches. I've been around the block, but I am here now to help all of you who are in that online space and just on a bit on the struggle bus, a bit like, fuck, I need to really sort this out because I'm not getting any clients dropping into my DMs. Is it something to do with my messaging? Is it to messaging off, or what is it? So I am offering 20 social media audits, and I will look at your video content, and I will look at what you're doing, and I'll come back with 3 actionable points that you can do to improve your social media. So if you want one of those, just drop into my DMs, and I've got 20 optographs for this month. and into October. So grab one if you want one. You just get a little video. So today I really wanted to talk about the algorithms a little bit more. And you might have seen on my stories that I've been posting little silly pictures. So when I first started, when I was trained by Digital Mums in social media marketing in 2016, and I kind of never looked back from being digital marketing since then. And they're amazing. They're now called the Social Club on Facebook, I think. And I used to come up with names like for all the algorithms, because like they're all men, obviously, because only men can be like so annoying as the algorithm. So I call them Brian. So we've got Brian, who is the LinkedIn. If you're on Facebook, you can see my little my little gifs. Brian's a bit of a nerd. Like, he wants to be really cool, but he just like isn't really. And he's like a bit late to the party, and he's always like looking for the next job. Then you've got Ricky, which is obviously TikTok. And Ricky, he is just the zany character with the crazy glasses and just wearing these crazy outfits, and it's just larger than life and just a bit silly, but at the end of the day it's all about entertaining. And then you've got Adam, who is summed up by a picture of Simon Cowell with his fingers in his ears for Instagram and TikTok. For Threads. Who likes Threads? I haven't decided if I like Threads yet. Let me know what you think about Threads. And then we have Trev, and Trev was my first one that I made up. And Trev is Instagram, and he's quite a cool dude, but he's a bit of a copycat. He likes to copy other people, especially TikTok, and Twitter, and anyone really. But he does it in a more stylish way and pretends he was the first one that did it, but he didn't really. And they all the big thing about all the platforms is that they all prioritize video over any other type of content. So if you haven't got a video-led content strategy and you're doing social media, there really isn't any point being on social media if you're not doing video, because you're just not going to get the traction and you're not going to cut through the noise. So the key things in the online space now in 2023 going into 24 are prioritizing video and lives over all other content, leveraging your story. So if you haven't done story work before, write it all down from being when you were born right through to now. What are the pivot points in your life? What are the things that make you the woman you are today? Write them down, and then think about the stories behind them and how that relates back to your audience and what you are now. You want your content to lead back to you. You want all of it, every touch point that's out there to lead back to you. And then, if you do it right, you could be like me. Or maybe you don't want to be like me, but you could be like me. You could be embodying your truth, showing up authentically online, having more time because you're not stopped trading time for money, and you've got like a one-to-many model. You've nailed your signature program. You've got like a group program. It's going really well. You've got energy, you feel energetically aligned to like your content, and it all feels right. Do you know that feeling? And hitting those like big cash months that we all want, because why are we doing it anyway otherwise? So that's kind of me for today. I was going to try and do 30 minutes, but my first one it's like 20 minutes. So I talk too fast, baby. And just wanted to finish before I finish. I just wanted to say thank you to Amy, who came around this afternoon and made me blonde again. My grey hair has been like a plague for about like 3 months. It's been needed doing. So I'm very blonde again. I'm very happy about that. And I just wanted to leave you with some ways that you can work with me right now. So I offer one-to-one. You can have a half-day intensive with me. Just DM me if you're interested in finding out more about that. And I've got two programs. One of them is like for foundational, so women in their first year of business. It's called Just Launch You. It's a mini mastermind, and it's all about getting you to your first 3 to 5k months. And we do everything from like working out what your strategy should be, how you're going to launch into the business, setting up the systems behind the scene, all that kind of stuff. And it also, as part of that, you get a business audit. So I'll look at your business, I'll look at your competitors, I'll do a SWOT analysis, kind of big, get your big pants on strategy. And you'll get some actionable goals, so you know what you're doing. That's evergreen, that program. It's on all the time. You can join anytime. It only has a maximum of 10 women any one time. So if it's full, you just have to wait for someone to leave, and there's a minimum 3-month sign up. But my clients get really good results from that. So the ones on the last cohort are now launching and going from strength to strength, and like really loving doing video as well. And then I'm launching a brand new thing that's going to be it's running first round of beta, and it's called Video Queen Luxe. And it is for those coaches who are almost at 6 figures, or at 6 figures. You might have a social media manager, or you might have a VA. You know that you have to do video, right? Video is like this thing, it's on your list every day, and you're like, fuck, I've got to make a reel, I've got to do a TikTok. I know I need to be the face of my business because I'm a personal brand. Mel Wakely Coaching is like me, and two like VA and a OBM. And you've got to be there, you've got to be doing it, but it's like a massive time suck. I remember when I first started doing video, and it was all about it took me like hours, like 3 hours to do like one reel. I mean, now it takes me like 5 minutes, but it's painful. But the social media beast needs to be filled, needs content. It needs to be fed lots and lots of short form videos, 15 seconds or less. So that's why we came up with Video Queen Luxe, and it takes it all away. And it's for transformational coaches in your 5 or 6 figures that you're ready to outsource and have a done for you service. We do a photo shoot, we do videography, you'll get all your B-roll, so like all those little video selfies when you're like walking in nature, sitting at your desk typing, having a glass of wine, having a chat with your mates. We'll get all that content and we'll package it all up, put it on a gallery for you online. So it's already there, got 3 months of content, but that's not all. So once we do all that, do the editing, and then every single week you're with us in the 3 months we work together, and you can stay longer as well. Every week you get 4 trending audios. There'll be under 10,000 views for TikTok and for Instagram, and you choose 2, and you just film the raw footage, and then you send it to us, and we do our Video Queen magic. And then you've got like trending audio, so you can get that every single week. It's going to give you that consistency, it's going to give you that accountability. You're going to have me on the phone or like going, where's my content, where's my reel, I need to edit for you. So if you're feeling that video is a time suck, and that you need some help, and you want to be able to outsource that, let me know, DM me, and I will send you the details for Video Queen Luxe. Right, I'm going to see if there's any comments, and see if there's any comments on the other thing. Hang on. And just to say, if you liked what you saw tonight, I'm going to be back here again next week. I will be posting on my stories about what I will be talking about. But I think I'm going to talk a bit more about being a queenager. So queenager chat. And I just want to say, ladies, cheers. And thank you so much for joining me. And I will see you next Friday. Bye.